All right, this one's gonna be bad today. It's not a podcast, it's just my thoughts for Markman. So, Rich Homie Quan passed away today on Thursday, September 5th. He was just 34 years old. As of right now, there's no cause of death that is known. It's being reported by TMZ specifically that his girlfriend found him unresponsive on the couch at their home. Other than that, we won't speculate. I don't think it's fair to speculate, and I don't think it's right to speculate. We only try to deal in facts, right? So, he was born DeQuantis Lamar. And Rich Homie Quan, man, as the artist, Rich Homie Quan, man, he had hits. He made people feel good. He influenced people, inspired people. He helped change the way that music sound, especially coming out of Atlanta. And we know how Atlanta influences the rest of hip hop. Songs like Type of Way, Walk Through, which was probably my favorite, Flex. He had the My Hitter joint with YG, that was big. He had his famous mixtape series, right? I go in on every song. And then he had the follow-up, Still Going In. And then the follow-up, I Promise I Will Never Stop Going In. Then the follow-up to that, If You Ever Think I'll Stop Going In, ask RR. RR is Royal Rich, that's his son. So, I think he defined tenacity. And his career saw ups and downs. He had legal battles with his label that kind of hindered his music or stopped him or slowed down the way he released music, at odds with other rappers, things of that nature, man. But you kind of always remember the guy for his tenacity, man. I promise I never stop going in, like the title says it all. In 2004, he linked with Birdman and Young Thug, right? They dropped the absolute classic Rich Gang Tour mixtape. Like, mixtape is a classic. Like, debate your mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they had joints like Lifestyle. Lifestyle was a huge hit. Tell 'Em Lies, Flavor, War Ready, Milk Marie, I Know It. I love that mixtape, man, from beginning to end. I thought that was amazing. And the news just comes a couple of days after we lost another hip hop legend, Fatman Scoop, DJ out of New York. He was 53, classic voice guy, made you feel good. He was an artist in his own right. He had records in his own right. Collaborated with Sierra and Missy and Mariah Carey and Faith Evans, and can't say enough about Fatman Scoop. Just amazing. So there's like 2 back-to-back hits in hip hop. But again, going back to Quan, like, he just had an impact coming out of Atlanta. Absolutely changed the sound of, just part of the whole movement with melodic but hard hitting raps. And, this is around 2013, and he was bubbling way before that. I didn't know him super well. I'm not going to say in front like I knew Quan well, but I interviewed him a number of times, especially during the years that I worked at MTV between 2011 and 2015. Again, y'all saw my video about MTV taking all of their content off the site. The Wayback Machine, there's some still there, but damn near all the video content is lost. And so it sucks. You can't even kind of go back and see what was documented. But I interviewed Rich Homie Quan a number of times, especially during my days at MTV. Want to shout out my guy Flex. He used to work with us as a freelancer. He was living in Atlanta, so he would secure so many interviews for us as new artists was emerging. We'll get the call like, "Yo, is this group down here in Atlanta, the Migos? Like, yo, you might want to take a flight. Like, come on." And Flex would film it, and I would do the interviews. Me and Flex worked red carpets. We did a bunch of Rich Homie Quan interviews together. So, shout out to Flex. But Quan was always cool. Like I said, I didn't know him well, but he was always cool. Actually, too, if you look, is a fun fact. I'll put a screenshot up, but if you look at the Rich Gang music video for Flavor, I'm in the video. Like, I have a cameo in the video because I was there with my man Flex, representing MTV, and we were documenting the behind the scenes of the making of the video. I remember Quan was super late. They stitched a lot of that together, but Bird had invited us down. I interviewed Thug that night. Jacquees was there. I remember Juvenile was in the background. I interviewed Juvenile that night. But there's a scene of me, like, I was straight up interviewing Birdman. He's sitting on the hood of a car, and I was doing my interview. What I didn't know is they was just capturing B-roll for the video too, and they used some of that in the video. So I mean, you can see my back. I know it's me, but I'll put up a thing. But that's absolutely me in the Rich Gang Flavor video. So I always appreciated that they respected me enough as a journalist to make that decision to keep kind of that in the video. I thought that was cool. Last time I interviewed Quan was in 2017. He came up to Genius in New York, and he did a verified episode on his song Gamble. And, he broke down the lyrics. I interviewed him off camera. If y'all see verified on the yellow background, it's somebody breaking down their lyrics, but it's somebody on the other side of the camera, like interviewing them, like, hey, what did this line mean? And really prompting with questions and stuff like that. So for that Quan episode, that was me. And, I remember this was around the same time I started putting out my own music. And so a couple of days after the interview, Quan hit me, and I guess he saw a song or a video I did online. And so he was like, boy, why you ain't, I was just with you. Why you ain't tell me you did music? And I was like, man, and this is real. I was like, man, I was just a fan of your writing. That, we invited you up to come to Genius. I invited you up. I'm just a fan of your writing. I wanted to make that time about you. Like, it wasn't about me kind of appealing to you or pitching myself or trying to put myself on. It's like, man, I invited you up to talk about your process, how you write, how you think about making music. That was just my focus when he was up here. He was like, damn. He was like, yo, that's some real shit. And he was just like, yo, I respect it. But he was like, man, if you got something that fits, send it. Save me a verse and send it. I got you. I'll send it right back. And I never took him up on the offer. I not for any other reason that I never. Well, the feature thing is a whole nother story. But I never had a song that I felt fit, or like I never heard something and. I won't reach out for a feature just to do a feature just because you can get a bigger artist than you on a song. I just like I have to hear you on the record, so I never heard him. I never made anything in that vein where I'm like, oh shit, like Rich Homie would kill this. But it meant the world to me that he offered, and he was super sincere. So that's the type of guy he was. I guess, man, but I always just respected that. But, anyway, like not even going off on the tangent because it's not about me. That was more just kind of illustrating what our relationship was and just the type of person he was. But you see the loss of Quan, you see the loss of Fatman Scoop and the outpouring of love that all of hip hop is showing. First of all, is deserved. You know what I mean? But it makes me want to find ways to use my platform, whether it's this YouTube or my Instagram. Maybe I'll do it in shorts or something like that. But it makes me want to find a way to show love to folks in the hip hop community, not just artists, but DJs and executives and just people in the community, ways to continue to show love while they're still alive. I think that's important. Like videos like this, and there'll be a lot of them, and people posting old pictures and sharing memories and showing love, and that's important when somebody passes. But it's also important while people are still here living. You know what I'm saying? And Quan is gone, and right now we don't know the circumstances. But, I hope he knows he was loved. I hope he knows he was revered. I hope he knows he was appreciated for what he contributed to the game. I hope he knows that he was respected. Same with Fatman Scoop, because the music that they gave us, those songs that they gave us, will live forever. And I believe that. So I just say that, man. Rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. Rest in peace to Fatman Scoop. Y'all know. I don't know what we're gonna talk about in the comments. I guess we could talk about our favorite Rich Homie Quan songs. Mine's might be, I love Walkthrough. Like, have you ever came in the club, like literally like when you enter and Walkthrough start playing and you feel like they playing that record for you? Like they're not. they weren't playing it for me. But as soon as you walk through it, feel like the man when I walk through. Like I've had situations where I walk in the club as that record is playing, and it kind of feels like that's your grand entrance music. So that's up there for me. I love Flavor. I love Lifestyle. I love Tell 'Em Lies. Anything off of that Rich Gang mixtape, which is a classic to me. So, that's up there for me. But let me know in the comments, man. Let's talk about it. But appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all as a community. And we're going to keep this thing going. Rest in peace, Rich Homie Quan. Rest in peace, Fatman Scoop. All right? Peace and love.